You had a great first date. The chemistry was real. You really enjoyed their company. You're really excited about this person. After the date, you want to reach out right away, but something stops you because someone drilled this into you. Wait 3 days. Don't seem too eager. Don't reach out right away. So you count the days and you sit on the feelings that you actually have while performing feelings of disinterest that you actually don't have, all out of fear of, I don't want to be too eager. I don't want to turn them off. Welcome to the Dating Rulebook is Wrong series. I'm Mariana, dating and relationship coach, and today we're going to talk about the 3-day rule, why it was always nonsense, and what timely and genuine follow-up actually signals. Let's get honest. Have you ever seen those movies where one person picks up the phone after the date and they want to call the person and they decide against it, so they put the phone down? And then on the other side, you see this person by the phone waiting, they pick it up, but then they don't dial, and both people are doing the same move. And you're screaming at them, do something, make a move, one of you, please. And they don't, right? And what could be a very beautiful connection, a beautiful conversation, because both people are scared to call, nothing happens. And you felt it, right? You get so frustrated because you see that they're both into each other, but they're so stubborn, so they don't make a move. They don't want to be perceived as being too much. Oh, it's too soon to call. I can't. So where did this origin of the 3-day rule come from? It's honestly just a cultural myth from the 90s, not backed by psychology, not backed by anything. Not based on how real connection forms. It's actually not helpful at all. It's folklore that simply became dating law. But this is what happens in that gap that you yourself manufacture out of belief that you need to follow this rule. What can happen is they can interpret your silence as disinterest. And what happens, the person starts to maybe move on. Or they play into the same game as you. And what happens is now you've both manufactured that same distance that neither of you wanted, right? Back to that movie scene where both people are obviously wanting to call each other, but they're both too stubborn to do so. But just because you call right after that date does not make you too eager, okay? You want an example of what too eager actually looks like. It's this. Texting 40 times a day, calling them nonstop because they don't answer, showing up unexpectedly at their place of work, declaring that you love them even before the second date. That's too eager, okay? But what you're simply wanting to do is call them after the date. Now, compared to what I just described, do you think that sounds too eager? It's time that we stop following these silly rules. Reaching out the next day saying, hey, I had a great time, I'd love to see you again, does not make you too eager. It's just being honest and letting them know that, hey, this is where I stand. I really like you. I want to make my intentions clear. And it removes any guessing game, both for you and for them. Because if they say, you know what, I actually don't want to go out with you, great, you have your answer. Instead of waiting those 3 days, twiddling your fingers, overthinking everything, doubting yourself, and you are just completely being miserable for 3 days when you could have just figured out if this person likes you enough for a second date or they don't, if you would have just called the next day. And someone who is turned off because you called too soon, I don't think they like you that much, right? It hurts to hear, but that's probably not your person. And ask yourself, do you want to maintain this rule book in your head indefinitely? No, it's exhausting to try to remember every single rule, what's going to work in dating, what's not. If you like somebody and you're really excited about seeing them again, let them know. As simple as that. Just listening how silly this sounds. If you have to wait 72 hours to avoid seeming interested in somebody that you're actually interested in, you're already playing so many games. You're already confusing yourself and the person instead of just figuring out, hey, will this work or will it not? Is this person interested or are they not? And that just sounds so exhausting to maintain, to constantly have to figure out what to do. What is it that you want to do? You're excited about having a date? You really want to see them again? Shoot your shot. Do it. Reach out when you feel it. Be warm when you want to feel warm. Compliment them when you want to compliment them. The right person will respond to your actual energy. They will match your energy. You will know. So quit following a rule book that's just stopping you from actually having the connection that you want to have. And I always say this to people, you could make all the right moves, right? You could follow this dating rule book to the T, okay? And the wrong person will always find a little something as to why they don't like you. So is it really worth your time to continue to perform, to be in your head all the time? And that's why people find dating so exhausting, because they are letting everybody's voices cloud them and they're just playing by society's rules. Again, don't be creepy and show up at their workplace or be too intense. That's different. But if you just want to show that you like them, that's okay. You're allowed to do that. And it also lets you know sooner rather than later whether they like you too. I want to know in the comments, what rules were you given that you've realized are complete nonsense or have only made you more miserable? The list is probably longer than you think. I'll see you all next time. Okay? Okay.